for the next couple minutes, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Miles Horton and his ideas of community change and how he kind of implemented that in Highlander, and also how his ideas relate to the theories of solution-focused therapy and also Rogers' person-centered approach. When people were coming into Highlander, they were coming with their own experiences, and they were considered the experts. Teachers were considered to have any more expertise than the student, than the person coming in, and I think that is something that can be highly relatable to a student in a school. If you acknowledge that their experiences and what they know is the most relevant to them, then they may be more open to, learn to getting the skills and acquiring the skills to learn and analyze from their experiences. So with Horton, he was looking at adult learners and learners that were frequently, they were products of a school system that just made them another piece in the puzzle, another kind of cog to keep the machine running. So that's definitely something that we need to take into account when looking at this in perspective of going into schools, because he had the idea that every single one of these persons has an extensive past and they don't need to be filled with information. They need the information drawn out of them. And students K through 12 still do need the information drawn out of them, but at that age, I think that there's more of a balance between drawing out and filling in. The whole job of a teacher is to fill students with information, to give them information. As a counselor, I think that may be more on our part to draw things out of students, find out what students' strengths and weaknesses are, and help them also realize that, and then how they can grow and learn from that. With Miles Horton and looking at these other theories, there are a lot of similarities. One of the biggest things that sticks out is that the person, Rogers says that the person is in control of their own life, which is highly relevant to Miles Horton. The person coming in is in control of their own life. They're the only person that can create change in their life and help facilitate change in their community. Although both of these are very solution-focused and person-centered, are very future-based, getting to where you want to be, solution-focused does also focus on the past, similar to how Horton does. So if there is a problem or a situation going on in your life, solution-focused will look back and have you look back at when has this happened before, when has something similar happened before, what worked, what didn't work when you tried to deal with it, and then using that to make you more efficient in dealing with it in the future, which is definitely something that I think Horton can get behind. You have to remember that with solution-focused, change is constant and small change matters. Horton was definitely looking on a bigger scale than person-centered and solution-focused. They're both individual, and he was looking for eventual community change. But just because he's looking for that eventual community change doesn't mean that small change doesn't still matter. Every little bit counts, and every little bit deserves to be acknowledged. The last thing that I want to talk about is that person-centered does have the strong focus from Rogers on the unconditional positive regard and empathy. And those are two things that Horton really wanted to have in his schools in Highlander, because he said that people need to be creative and they need to love each other in order for this to work. People aren't going to be able to collaborate if that isn't the environment being created. So that's definitely a similarity between him and the person-centered approach, is that empathy and love and unconditional positive regard and creativity, it needs to be there in order for a environment that's going to an environment that is open to change in order for that to be created. Thank you for listening, and okay, bye.